Well, it looks like another company has gone down the disastrous path of Bud Light, Disney, and so many other corporate giants that had great untarnished reputations, great American brands. Now, let's jump into this article. You can see Harley Davidson sparks boycott calls with woke policies. Now, this story was broken by Robbie Starbuck, who has over 500,000 followers on X. I follow him on X, and he broke the story. He did a lot of work to expose John Deere as well as now Harley Davidson. Now, John Deere turned tail. They went back on these woke policies. They understood their customer base wasn't having it, and they've changed. We'll see if Harley Davidson follows that good example, though they shouldn't have been in the situation to begin with. They should have known it was inappropriate, but I have to give them some credit when they do the right thing eventually. And we'll also see if it stays that way or they just keep doing it more clandestine. Now, jumping into Harley Davidson, they put 1,800 employees through virtual training on how to become more LGBTQ plus. Now, when I think of Harley Davidson owners, I don't think of these super woke LGBTQ plus, supporters who really want their brand to be involved in these kind of activities. I also notice there's a lot of white males who own Harley Davidsons, which is perfectly fine, but may not be the case if you work for Harley. Look into this bullet point, which is particularly disturbing. You can see that they sent some white male employees to a white male only woke diversity training program. I don't even know how you get away with that legally. You think the Civil Rights Act would cover them from racial discrimination? I think they should sue, and I hope they win. There's a lot of course, intimidation not to sue because your career would effectively be over. But it seems like if you're a white male trying to work your way up in Harley, your career may already be kind of over. The company is actually run by a white male who ironically is never really affected by these disastrous policies. After all, he's already the highest position he can get. That's one of the insidious natures of DEI programs where they hurt really the least powerful people. I'm sure most of these employees do not want to be dragged through these indoctrination camps, but they have no choice. If you want to move up the ladder, if you want to even keep your job, you got to play ball. Whereas the people at the top, who are already as high as they're probably going to go, they can just force all this down. It doesn't affect them at all. They may not even do the training. But it does allow them to go to cocktail parties and talk about how we're not just a bike company, we're saving the world. And I think that is what drives a lot of these woke initiatives. The cocktail party circuit, they want to be able to say, we're not just about bikes. We're saving all these people and doing not real actual good charity, but this kind of political activism that makes them feel good, but it doesn't actually accomplish anything good. Now, one of the problems that Harley Davidson's going to face is Sturgis, a big bike rally, is coming up in a week or so. They're going to have a booth there, I'm sure. I don't know what the reaction is going to be, but I can certainly flash back to looking at those Bud Light booths, and they were completely empty and deserted. And I wouldn't be surprised if Harley's going to have the same problem. The problem Harley has as well, you're selling bikes that cost tens of thousands of dollars. I'm not, and I'm sure a lot of the employees are not going to spend, a lot of the bike riders who ride Harleys are not going to want to spend $50,000 on a bike that comes from a company that hates them. You even see it with Bud Light, where people refuse to even drink Bud Light, which already doesn't taste good, but is a cheap discount beer. Now, getting someone to spend $5, $10 on a Bud Light on a pack of Bud Light, not, it's cheaper than that, but on a pack of Bud Light is presumably a lot easier than getting someone to fork out tens of thousands of dollars for uh, a bike, which is very expensive and showy. People love the Harley brand, and they kind of like Apple, they charge a premium for that brand. I don't think this is going to go over well, and I think they're going to be really risking their sales and their future by continuing down this path. Hopefully, they take what John Deere learned, they turn course, and say goodbye to all this woke indoctrination. At least, with the donations, which I don't support either, that doesn't directly impact the employees, and it doesn't impact the organization structure as much. But when you see these DEI programs presumably promoting people based on things other than merit, and clearly making it a hostile work environment for people who don't support these DEI initiatives, I think what Harley's done here is very bad, and I hope they change course soon. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.